Welcome back, everybody. Submarine History with your host, Haiku. And today I'm going to be doing something that I thought I wouldn't be doing, something I promised myself I'd never be doing, and that's play submarines in World of Warships. So we'll see how this goes. I did about 10 matches, and this was the 9th match, I think. It ended up being a pretty good match. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play submarines historically accurate. So to that end, I will not be using the sonar ping mechanic or the acoustic homing torpedoes. The exception to that would be if I get into a situation, if I survive and it's towards the end of the match and it's just me and the other sub, then I'll use it. But otherwise, we're going to try to stick to actual real-world tactics. So we're going to be on the surface probably 80% of the time, and we're going to try to capitalize on our short detectability range and our long-distance torpedoes to, spam a lot of torpedoes on the surface, and then when we find a target of opportunity, we'll go ahead and submerge and see if we can conduct a submerged attack from close range. Now, I'm using the U-69, and I'm using the U-69 because it does have the increased, what they call dive capacity. It's really batteries. And I was able to, with the captain's skill and the pick of equipment, I was able to get my submerged time to 3 minutes and 50 seconds, which I can boost another 33 seconds by using the improved dive capacity. That's the icon there on the right. You activate that by using the letter Y, at least with my key mapping. We started on the east side of the map, and we're going to stay there because the submarines are kind of slow, and to move out from this zone really won't give us enough time to engage. That was the problem I was finding in co-op battles. And what we'll try to do is we're just going to try to deny this side of the map to the enemy. I'm not going to be super aggressive and try to get in the middle of a group of ships. I figured that out pretty early on, that if you do that and once you get spotted, everybody just dumps everything they can on you, and you're going to have a pretty short match. So as a mentor of mine with regards to submarine history once told me, subs should go out and do sneaky sub stuff, and that's what we're going to do. And that's really the motivation for not using the ping mechanic. I don't want anybody to know where I'm at as much as I can help it. Some submarines in World War II did have active sonar, okay, but the way they employ it, and with the homing torpedoes, it's kind of contrived. And for this kind of demonstration here, I just don't want to deal with it. But as you can see, we're staying back out of their detectability range. We're just spamming torpedoes right now. I've got some support with the destroyer and cruiser, which is nice. Kind of like with CVs, you're most effective when you're attacking in concert with other forces on your team. Mostly because that distracts your enemy. You give them too many problems they have to solve, and we'll try to capitalize on that here. We are successful in driving off that Shinome, and we've got a couple battleships in the back. I think they're trying to decide if they're going to try to push through this channel. Let's go ahead and dive to avoid these torpedoes on the surface. Let's see, with the way the model, the U-69, it has a surface speed of about 26 knots, a submerged speed of almost 16. The surface detectability is 5.6 on the surface and 2.1 in the air. And our detectability at periscope depth is 2.1 kilometers. In this game, your sure detection is 2 kilometers, so that's how they do that here. And then we already talked about the submerged time. And now I can see that Fuso, it looks like he's going to make a push. and that's going to be really nice. I'm slowing down because I don't want to overshoot the target and get detected. I do have to wait for this cruiser to cross my path before I fire my torps. These torpedoes are really fast. They're like 73 knots. So if you're 2 to 5 kilometers from your target, you're going to hit it. Okay, let's get moving a little bit. Okay, her torpedoes lost. And now we're going to go ahead and turn away from our target. Oops, I'm spotted there. And we're going to give him a tail shot. Here we go. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. Okay, so at this point, we're going to stay submerged simply because I do have planes over me that are trying to hit me. Okay, that's okay. That threat is passed. So we'll go ahead and now we'll come up and we're going to recharge our battery. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to head southwest towards our cap. And I'll kind of be in a guard position there. You can probably do a lot more damage over the course of a match by using the ping mechanic and the homing torpedoes. But you have to consider that your hit point total is 11,500. Oh, okay, wait, here we go. Okay, I spotted his sub. He's on the surface. I'm actually targeting a different ship, though, with my torpedoes, so let's see what happens here. Boom, got him. You know, and what's funny about that is that's actually historically correct. Because in World War II, when submarines sunk each other, it was because they were on the surface, and one submarine spotted the other first and got some torpedoes off on it. So that's cool. Alright, so we're going to definitely get out of Dodge now. I see I've got some planes overhead. And this is pre-recorded. At first, I thought it was maybe the Ryujo dropping fighters to try to spot me. But you'll notice as I'm moving that fighter cover is moving with me. So I think that Aoba is pretty close to me. And that's could be a problem because I'm already down to a minute 20-second dive time. I am using the consumable to extend that. Yeah, that's definitely the O. I can see the planes. All right, so we're gonna stay submerged for as long as we can, and we're just gonna head south and just try to break contact with them. And let's see how that works. He's like right on top of me. I didn't mention it before, but when I spotted that other submarine, I anticipated him diving. So I did use my in anticipation of that. I did use the hydroacoustic search. So I'll use that. That's fine. Okay, still tooling along. Those fighters are still right over me. Where is this guy at? And it's getting critical. I have less than 30 seconds. Oops, there he is. Okay, so at this point, I only have like 20 seconds of dive time, so this is one of those go for broke moments. I'm going to surface, and I'm going to give him a full salvo, and let's see if we can put him down. And coming up to the surface. There he is. Okay, this is going to be a really hard shot. I'm not sure that these are going to hit. But we are going to start maneuvering away. And fortunately, I have some other friendly ships around me, so they're distracting him. It's kind of funny, you'll see my secondary popping off. That's nice. And the 88 is actually pretty good on this. Okay, that's trouble. Alright, we got our damage under control. Let's get the stern tube off. And lost. Alright, let's get back up to, do we have enough distance? I'm looking at the mini-map. Yeah, I think we probably have enough distance. I can probably surface. See how that torpedo's doing. Oh man, denied. That happens. But the good news is, you know, we should have had three ships sunk in this match. And we're playing in a very, I don't know, a very conservative, like I said, kind of historically correct way. And it's working out. We've done almost 22,000 damage. Our hit point total is 11,500. And in the World of Warships videos I used to do a couple years ago, I talked about, you know, if you do your goal is to do at least as much damage to the enemy as you have hit points. So we've basically done twice that. So on that level, you know, we can argue that we've had a successful map. Now, are we out there doing 50, 60, 80, 100,000 damage? No, we're not. But I tell you what, we're going to win this match. And you have to ask yourself as a player, what's important? Is it important being a team player, being a support player, doing your role so that your team can secure the win? Or are you just out there to, you know, roll up the damage and, you know, who cares whether or not you actually help your team or not? I used to be that kind of player with CVs, and it took me a while, but I eventually came around to understand that, you know, as a CV player, you're playing in a support role, and if you can do that effectively, you know, you will go a long way to helping your team win. And I actually view the submarines in the same way. You're not going to go out with a submarine and you're not going to dominate the match. But you can play an effective support role. You can deny an area, or, you know, you can block ships from doing something, or you can finish off straggling ships. You can do all those things. Maybe you don't finish in the top 3 on your team, but really at the end of the day, I think it's about getting the team win. So that's about it. We were too far away to really be any more effective in the match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade this out, and then I'm going to have 2 stills. It'll show my captain skills, and then it will also show my equipment that I used for the U-69. But basically, in setting up the captain, I just ignored anything related to sonar. My goal in building out the boat or the captain, was to just maximize battery time. So I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. If you've never played World of Warships and you're interested in submarines, I think you're going to enjoy this. I was really skeptical. I did not think I was going to enjoy playing. And you know what? I had a lot of fun, and I look forward to playing submarines more. So everybody, have a good day, and peace out.